Yo, man, it's almost 4:30. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
This is the social norm.
1, 2. You want top dollar and pop bottles and drop knowledge. Hit the throttle on nice autos without college. Do yourself a solid, put them boys on your screen. Wait, who do you mean? I mean canteen and beans. When the social norm is on, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it, The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys establish a gamut of information from relations to dating to when your leader gets impatient. They're lacing the nation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30. The Social Norm Podcast, you heard me?
It's the social norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the social norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the social norm.
And I'm
Yep. Yo. You already know what it is, man. We back it again with another one. I'm your boy Canteen. This my friend Bean.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, it's the social norm. Hey, today's episode, you already know what it is. Episode 136. It's called Do Modern Women Confuse Leading with Controlling? And the reason I wanted to talk about this was because I'm starting to realize this, Beans. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to realize that women are fucking confusing. They're confused. They don't understand the stuff you ever talk to a girl long enough and she contradicts everything she says?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
I'm from just seeing how the world is and just being in this world for the 33 years I've been there. I'm realizing women are confused, and they're confused, and men who follow what women say and try to make sense of what women are saying end up being confused and end up both of them being unsatisfied.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean is I see a lot of times women say they want leadership, right? But then when a man tries to lead, they go flip the script and say he's being controlling. I don't want to be controlled.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. In my experience,
Yeah.
okay.
And I'm eating my pie.
In my experience,
Go ahead.
I was with somebody who told me she wanted me to lead, but the problem is she wanted me to lead how she thought I should lead.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. So every time I did something,
And then it wasn't for her liking.
it wasn't to her liking. It was always a clash. And unfortunately, I didn't realize this until later on down the line. I'm like, so what are you talking about? You want me to lead? What are you trying to get me to do? And then I finally said, what do you think leadership looks like? And then she started saying this. I was like, okay, that's what you want me to do.
So what would she say leadership look like?
She basically was like, well, I think you should I forget it.
Do exactly what she wanted.
Basically,
you to do?
she wanted me to do it how she pictured it in her head. And I was like, first of all, there's no way I can know this. Number one.
And this is the thing. The funny thing about what women say in today's modern woman about what leadership is, if you really listen to them, what leadership in their mind is, their version is him saying exactly what she wants him to say. And then once it deters from what she's thinking he should say, she doesn't want to take the leadership anymore. So really, she's been leading herself the whole time.
Yeah. Yes, and that's the issue I ran into. I was like, okay, I'm not doing that because
And the funny thing, as soon as a woman doesn't want to take leadership, you know what she says? Well, I make my own money. He doesn't do this for me. He doesn't do that for me. Why should I listen to what he says? And a lot of times, as a man, it's confusing because you're like, wait a minute. I feel like I'm trying to be a leader, but there's all this conflict.
yeah, every time, and I've been there too. Every time I try to make a move or a step,
She's questioning it.
She's questioning it. She's bucking against it. It's the wrong move.
So I had a realization, and this is why we're doing this episode. This is how I see women. Imagine if the man is, so he's supposed to be the leader, right? The man is the coach of the team. Imagine you being the player. The woman is the player on the team. How can a coach a team where the players don't listen to the coach? I played sports my whole life. All right, football, but all these different types of sports. And I know there was times where I didn't like what the coach was saying. I didn't agree with what the coach was saying, but I did what the coach asked me to do because he's the fucking coach. He is the leader of the team. He determines how this is going to go. And I have to trust in him that he knows for our best. Not even that he knows better than me, even though I know he does because he's been experienced in these situations because he's the coach. But I knew he was looking for the best interest for all of us.
Yeah. He had a direction. He had a plan.
Yeah. And if the players don't believe in the plan, then it's not going to ever blossom into what is winning.
Yeah.
And you see this in all type of team sports. If the players do not trust in the coach and believe in his philosophy, then they just butt heads and nothing gets accomplished. And that's what I see modern relationships are right now. The women are dating guys that they don't believe in, that they don't want to follow. And then when a man tries to be a man and lead these women, the women butt heads and say, no, I know more than you. I know better than you. You don't. I don't think women understand that. If women were meant to be the leaders, they would be the leaders.
Well, this is what I did. So I did it her way. And I'm gonna say I did it her way on purpose.
Yeah.
And
I know it didn't work out.
It failed. It did fail. It did fail. So the next time a situation came up and she tried to buck against me, I was like, wait, you remember what happened last time?
Mm-hmm.
Your way does not work. Let me do it the way I know how to do it.
Yeah. Hey, quick interaction. If you, I don't know what word I just used. Interruption. Go ahead and hit that like button, share, subscribe to the channel, man. We getting subscribers left and right. I appreciate everybody who subscribed to the channel. We appreciate all the donations y'all give us, to support the channel. The Cash App right there, man. Appreciate y'all. All right. I got to do all that little work shit. All right, cool. Let's get back to it. Now, I went to work the other day, last night, and I came across a disgruntled man who was literally, he reminded me of so many men that I see throughout my life where his wife was not doing what he asked her to do. She was not being responsible with the money. She was going out, spending her money feverishly and looking for him to bail her out. And when he said this, I was like, damn, this reminds me of somebody. I ain't gonna say who it was, but what I've learned is the reason women get married is for protection and for
Provision.
It is so she can go and make these knowing mistakes. Be that kid. Be the person where I can go and do whatever I want to do, and I know I have somebody who's going to bail me out of it.
And that's the thing. Money. Men and women have different dynamics when it comes to money.
Yeah.
As men, money isn't given to us.
It's earned.
It's earned. So we have more of a respect for it.
Yeah, because there's only a select few of men who are pimps who are getting women to bring them money.
Yes.
Most men are not. We don't get no women give us no money.
We don't have money. If we don't go get it, we just don't got it.
But you can count countless women who have multiple men who give them $50, $100, $1,000, $10,000, and they don't have to work for it at all. All they have to do is conversate.
And it's not even like boyfriends or whatever, they can go to their grandfathers, they can go to their uncles, they can go to their fathers,
because of
and just
why? Because men are naturally wanting to make sure women are safe and good. That is our nature. We want to protect women, but a lot of time the woman takes that and uses it to her advantage, to really the detriment of that man, of men, where she knows I have my daddy, I have my grandpa, I have my uncle, I have my boyfriend, I have my husband, I have my whatever. That's if I go and spend this money, I can bat my eyes and say, I'm in trouble. Can you help me with this? And they're gonna come help her.
that damsel in distress
Yes.
syndrome.
And my thing is, fellas, as much as it hurts, sometimes you have to let women fall flat on their face for them. But this is the catch 22. Ready? Watch this. If a man doesn't help her, she doesn't look at him as a man.
Yeah.
She starts to disrespect or devalue him because he doesn't want to help her out of this situation. But the reality is, he is helping her. He's helping her with reality. That you gotta be able to work with me. What up? What up? Shout out to you in the chat, Lewis. So I'm just saying, for right now, I think what I'm realizing is women are confused with the word leadership versus controlling. Now let's get into some of these videos and react off them. All right.
Just that. 1 year after a divorce, 40% of men lose contact with their children. After 2 years, it can go up to 60% of men lose contact with their children. Now, a lot has been said about quote unquote deadbeat dads, right? But men that choose to marry women and have children with them don't seem like deadbeat dads to me from the outside. So why would you guys say that so many men within a year of being divorced lose contact with their children?
I think women are spiteful.
They can be.
Yeah, I think men are much more willing to like take the L and move on. Where women, like, if she feels like you did her wrong, they just become spiteful.
Here's a stat.
And you see this all the time where a woman, because she can't have it the way she sees fit in the relationship, meaning she wants to be the player and the coach of the team, and she can't have it that way, they split up. So what she do? She uses the pawns that she has played, which is the children, which is the house, which is the alimony, to try to control this man. And then they wonder why men are not in the household. Why are they not relevant into a child's life? A lot of people have this facade that men are not important to a child's development.
Well, especially a son. They're important to that development. And the thing is, and I always say this: when women do that, you don't understand, you're hurting the child more than anything.
But see, that's where selfishness comes in. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times when you're saying, is she really looking out for the best interest of the child? Oh, people can sometimes make their minds believe that what they're doing is truly for the best interest of everybody because it makes them feel good. But the reality is, because you know how they say, happy wife, happy life. Oh, if I'm happy, if I'm good, then everybody else will be good. No, that is not the case. Sometimes you could be good and everybody else has to pay for it.
Yeah.
The children, the husband. Now the kids don't have a father that's around them. The father, he's resentful towards women because you mistreated him and didn't give him the respect he deserves. And now the whole dynamic is fucked up, and you blame, and the woman, because she doesn't usually naturally want to take responsibility because she's not the leader naturally, she's going to blame it on the man. And this whole cycle keeps continuing over and over and over. I don't know, man. I just think I'm starting to realize maybe, You know how they always say back in the days, right? Before women had the right to vote, before women had all these different rights, they were less than, right? They were not being told given rights, right?
Almost like second class citizens.
Second class citizen. I'm almost believing now maybe that was for a reason. You ever think sometimes maybe people don't give you certain things because they know it's actually protecting you from yourself, from your nature?
They can see what is going to happen down the road.
Yes, because somebody made this video and I forgot. I wish I could find it, where they said, "Why do you think?" As I know, everybody says men throughout history in all facets, Asian, African, European, all these, where we dominated over women, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you ever think maybe the reason, and then they had all these rules where all the women, right, had the same social status where they couldn't do certain things, right? They had to be modest. You ever think maybe the men put those in place to protect the women from themselves?
I mean, when you look at it that way, I can see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there are countries like that still that now. I know in the Middle East, women are actually starting to fight for their rights now.
Yeah. And the reason I say that is all these people came up with the same fashion of how they're going to structure it, but none of them seen each other. You know what I mean? It wasn't a time period where men could travel to China like this, like it is today. There was a time where we were still discovering the earth, but in every area, they all still had the same function of how women had to be treated, how women, what rights they had, and all these different things. Why is that?
That was natural instincts.
Maybe because they understood that women, because of their emotions, can be manipulated very easily, and because of their hypergamy of survival, they will always do what's in the best interest for themselves, even if it's a detriment to society. All right. I'm gonna stop my little rant. Let me go back, go to something else now. And y'all can go ahead and tell me if I'm wrong. I might be dead ass wrong, but that's just how I feel. All right, let's get something other video. All right. Matter of fact, there's another video that's just crazy to me. Let's watch it. It says, "Ladies, we are not putting new boyfriends before our child, for our kids."
Okay, this is the one that started off
crazy. "My baby mama don't want me to press charges on her new boyfriend." Let's watch it.
Came and shot my motherfucking house up with my son inside. And my baby mama tell me not to fucking press charges? Don't listen to his voicemail. She just fucking left me, y'all.
Why the fuck would you fucking call the police on my boyfriend? You know he fucking shot your house up because you took my damn son without my permission. That's why he did that. So I just hope you don't press charges because I don't want him to be in jail because of my bullshit with you. They just arrested him this damn morning. Like, I don't have time for this shit. Like, you can get your son. You can have full custody of your son. Just don't press charges on my dude because I want him out. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want him to be locked away. No, that's not fair because of my bullshit with you. No, you can get your son if you want him. I don't care. Just don't press charges on my dude because I don't want him to go to jail.
Came and shot my motherfucking house up.
All right.
Okay, I did see this one before, and this is
freaking crazy.
Sad that this woman is clearly got some issues. She totally bypassed the whole her boyfriend shot up his dude's house.
No accountability. She doesn't even acknowledge that that's something wrong. She's saying, see, this is the thing. Women will they love this toxic where a man is willing to risk his life, his freedom, his own life for a woman. That turned her on even more, that she's willing. But the fucked up part is she doesn't even realize that this man shot up your baby father, the father of your children, possibly could have killed him, possibly could have had the child in the house, and killed both of them, and all she worries about is the guy who's willing to lose his life over her.
Well, yeah. Well, obviously she don't care about the child either, because she said you can have
full custody of him,
and it's
the delusion. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to really think about the mindset of some of these women out here, to where who are we following, dude? This woman got custody of a child, and she's willing to sacrifice her own ownership, not even ownership, but just her own position in that child's life for a man that's willing to go lose his life over her. This is why I say this whole mindset of women, their thought process of being, it's about me. It ain't about nobody else, even if it's the detriment of the family. When back in the old days, people cared more about the family
unit
than themselves. They were willing to sacrifice. They were willing to deal with certain things for the betterment of the whole family. Let's see. Some women are selfish and too emotional. They don't care about their kids. That's a fact. And but this is what I'm saying. It ain't even some women. All women are emotional in some degree. Mm-hmm. This is why we get in these arguments with people who are emotional versus people who are logical. And emotional people are always going to feel like they're winning because they're only going off of how they feel, not what is reality. And that's what we're dealing with in the world right now. Emotional people versus logical people. Mm-hmm. Like, I hope he took that video to the judge and like got her ass.
And the sad thing is, this child's gonna grow up and he's gonna see this. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna say, "Oh, my mother didn't care.
She cared." But you know what's so crazy? We see this all the time. Yeah. Where women go into these jails and they'll spend all their time, all their resources, for a man who can't even provide for her.
Mm-hmm. Bring them kids. Bring
the kids there.
Yeah.
They aren't even, and then have them experience all this stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, ladies, you keep bringing around kids that aren't their fathers. This is what you're gonna get. Now I'm gonna read this out for you. It says, when you've been with a man 14 years and you find out he's been watching your 16-year-old taking showers. Women find camera in kids' shower. Let's watch this shit.
What?
Mind you, she been with this man for 14 years. You see that?
That's a GoPro.
He been watching these kids take baths. Now, this is on a whole nother level, but let me just say,
that is some crazy stuff, man.
You keep getting, ladies, these different guys to come into your homes that aren't your baby's child's father, and you wonder why these situations happen. Every man has I'm not saying there aren't some weirdos out there that will mess with their own children. There's some crazy ones. Speaking of that, I had a whole argument with my mother about this. My mother, when I was a kid, when I was a baby, she watched these shows. She kept watching these predator shows, and these. That's why I say television really be messing with your mind. She would watch these shows that would say men were those Tyler Perry movies where the man who wasn't the father or was the father was messing with the child. To the point where
that's the rhetoric he has.
Yes, to the point where my mother got so freaked out about it that she confronted my father and told him, "Hey, I'm not saying you would do this, but if you ever did touch my child, I'll kill you."
Wow.
And I told my mother, me and her had a huge argument. I said, "Mom, that was the most disrespectful thing you could have ever done." I said, why would you even put that out? Because I know how men do. I said, "No, you don't know how men do." I said, men who are the fathers of their children have the same instinct to protect their child
as a
mother does. Now, another person who comes in, they don't have that connection. You bringing another man into your home that is not connected to this child. They don't have blood with this child. They're not family with this child. You don't know what he's truly capable of.
I mean, no disrespect to your mom. Mom would just accuse him at that point.
Well, that's what I told her. I said, you pretty much are accusing that you see something inside him that could possibly come out. And my mother was like, no, but this is where the rhetoric where you watch something so much that you assume all men can do this.
Like that show To Catch a Predator. I used to watch that show all the time.
You watch that enough, you think every man's a predator.
Dudes out here like that, man. And it was just the show was they was catching it like senators and cops, and they was catching all sorts of men.
Yeah.
So
and I told my mom, I said, Mom, what would you have done if Dad would have came up to you and said, look, if you ever touch my child in a sexual way, I'm gonna kill you. You would be offended as a mother.
Like, why would
you even think?
Yeah.
But
you know what? You're right. Media does that, because I did have this discussion with somebody, because they had a new they had a documentary on Hulu. It was about these teachers prepping these kids in school. Okay. They were all male teachers. And I sat there and thought about it. I said, look at all these documentaries that have men being predators on these kids. Like, women don't do it too.
They do.
That's the part about
I don't know how many and I told my mom, I said, Mom, do you not remember that movie, Antoine Fisher?
Yeah.
Antoine Fisher was a movie. Go look it up. It's a great movie with Denzel Washington. And the dude was in the military. When he was a kid, he got molested and raped by his babysitter, by the woman who took care of him. Was it
the daughter
of the woman who took care of him was having him have sex with her as a kid age, and it messed him up.
And you know who else that happened to?
Who?
I read the book. Charlemagne the God had the same thing happen to him.
Yeah.
It was by a family member. It was a female family member had him do the same thing.
Exactly. And that's the real thing about it. Like, y'all worried about the wrong ones when y'all letting the wolves come in to the hen house. But that's where it goes back to women trying to lead. Women are not natural leaders, dude. They're not. They don't know certain things that men can see and sniff out. And we be like, wait a minute, nah.
That dude's a weirdo.
But because what happens is a dude put some dick on her or give her a couple compliments, and now she don't realize that she's bringing the wolf into the house.
Yeah. And it's part of that society too, because for years, a lot of people don't think women could be that type of predator. Because look what happens on our job, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we have sex with a female inmate, what happens to us? We go to jail. We get fired. We go to jail.
Yeah.
A female officer has sex with a male inmate. What happens to her?
She gets fired.
She gets fired. She gets let go home.
Yep. She gets go back home.
Same crime, same thing.
Different sex.
Do different sex, different outcomes.
Yeah. All right. Now, I want y'all to see this. This says Black and Latino fathers need to be in the lives of their children. Right now, this girl is trying to get her home. Now, y'all just caught that right? That was a boy who was trying to come in, and she waved her away because she knew that the Ring camera would be able to see this.
Jemiah.
Yes?
Who the fuck is that by my door?
What?
Who the fuck is that? Oh, who is that?
No one.
Now, this girl clearly trying to sneak a boy into her house. The father is not home, but he can see it on the Ring, on the app. Thank God for Ring, because it really keep kids safe, keep people safe. And he checks her. Who is this at my damn door? And what does the girl do? Oh, lies like she's
no one. Like
that's her nature. Watch.
Huh?
Not to me again. See what happens.
That's no one.
That's no one.
I don't see anybody.
It's no one that's going to be whooping your butt with a belt. All right? Keep playing on me. Act like I can't see your ass. Who is that? And why is you by my door?
Yes. Wait, don't come
Did
yet.
you
Don't
see
come
it?
yet. Wait
All right,
till
go
the
ahead.
door's
Okay,
like
watch it. I'm
open.
gonna let
They can
you.
run
We're
inside.
about to.
No. Shoot.
He said, "Did the camera gonna see me?" She said, "No, just stay away right now." You see it?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. When I was a kid, my sister. I'm not saying she brought any boys in the house. I ain't gonna sit there and say that because she wouldn't do that because there was so many of us there. It was too risky. But my sister was the most sneakiest one out of all of us. I used to catch her in all kind of bullshit. And this is the thing that women don't realize how important a man is. A man, when a man is on his child, he can protect them from their own self. And that's honestly, that's what men are here to do. We're supposed to protect women and the family from their own self sometimes. But we live in this world right now where women don't even understand that. They think that their choices of what they're doing is really in their mind. They don't understand that they've been programmed and their actual nature isn't to make not be that person to make those choices. It really isn't. They want to be that person because society, media, and everything has made them believe, oh, you're just as good as a man, you're equal to a man, you have the same qualities of a man, and you don't. And then you wonder why the kids grow up with just by a mother and they have these fucking problems. They don't have discipline. They don't have. Think about it. How many times have you had it where your sister, you say your sister got kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
When she say something, but then when you come into the picture and you say something, how do they react?
They stop.
They stop because they understand it's a different tone when a man come into the picture. I don't know what it is. I've seen it. My nephew, when I come and talk to him, it's a different tone than when, or my dad comes to talk to him, than when my mama or when his mama come and talk to him. Even though they aggressive too, but it's just a different way. A man ain't even got to scream and they, hey, yo, what you doing right there?
Even our fathers. All my mother would have to say to us is, "Wait till your father get home." Done.
It's instantly your heart burning. Oh, God.
Done. Oh, why you gotta bring him in?
Come on now, we ain't gotta go. No, you know what? You getting out of line? I'm gonna bring your daddy up in here. But that was back in the. That's what real mothers did. They knew. You know what? I respect your father, and I know he gonna come with a different angle that you gonna have to respect.
Yep.
You gotta watch your kids, man. But the women in this modern day gotta let men be willing to watch their kids and to lead. That's why I really, like I said, I had girlfriends back in the day. You know what? I say you don't never let nobody. I would say you don't let me lead, and she said, "Well, you need to be better at leading, and I will let you lead." What? AKA, you're saying I need to do what you want to hear for me to lead. It don't work like that. You got to swallow your pride and let a man be a man. Otherwise, if you can't let that man be a man, leave. Because all you're doing is confusing everybody. Now, I want to show this because back to what I was saying where, let's watch this video real quick. Now, right here, it says Miss Drama Queen. She's upset that she don't want to go to CVS.
It's like you don't even care about me.
I don't care about you because I don't want to go in the store and go shopping.
It's like you never ever play with me.
I don't play with you.
And I wanted to. And sometimes I want to watch a movie, but you're too busy. And you're not even busy.
I'm too busy to watch a movie with you?
No, you're not. You're just...
I'm asking you. You said I'm too busy?
No. You always just sit on the couch watching your phone. Why can't you do something with me from watching your phone? You don't have to watch your phone every time. Hang out with me sometimes.
Okay.
Why can't you? It's like you're a bad mommy.
Oh.
I thought I was a good mom the other day. Now I'm a bad mom?
Why can't you just?
I thought I was the best mom ever. Now I'm not a good mom because you want to go in the store and go spend money and shop. And I told you I don't have any money right now.
You can use mine.
I don't want to use your money. I want you to save your money. That's your money for you to save.
I already got money at 2 houses.
Okay, you got money at 2 houses, but you still need to save it.
No, I don't. You just don't understand.
Okay.
Why can't you just be a nice, good mommy and let's go see what's in the store that we could buy? Why? Why can't we just?
Because every time.
Now, the reason I showed this video is because I want y'all to understand. I'm correlating this to what modern women are right now when it comes to being married, being in a relationship. That is a young child who is a drama queen, who is, if she doesn't get her way, she use tactics of saying you're a bad mom, which is shaming tactics. This is what women do as to men if you don't give them what they want. Then she goes back to all these things that have nothing to do with why she's really mad. She says, you don't spend time with me. You don't do this. You don't do that. But she said you'll be on the couch sitting there. So she is spending time with her. The problem is she's using what she's been taught, and that's in her nature, to go and try to get it the way she sees it. Even though the mother is being the leader and saying, look, you need to save your money. I'm teaching you something that you need to have for the future. A lot of women have not learned that, and then they take men, husbands, and say, you are the one who's supposed to take care of me. You're the one supposed to give me what I want. And then if I don't get what I want, I'm going to shame you.
They call it the princess mentality. That's
high maintenance, right?
Yeah, that's what they call it, princess mentality. If it's about me, and if I don't get what I want, it's your fault. That's basically what it is. But now here goes the thing.
Go ahead.
She had to learn that from somewhere. That little girl had to learn that from somebody.
I don't think she. This is the thing though. Yeah, she probably did from her mother, but just media, and not even that. She sees how in school and other things how girls learn at an early age because of how they look and because of their perception of a female. They can get away with certain things if they complain. We work in the jobs where when people who try to complain, they complain enough. Some people give into the complaining and give them what they want. It's something you've learned at a young age.
Yeah, that's true.
If I cry tears, crocodile tears, I'll get what I want sometimes.
And that's why we got to go back to old values, because when I was growing up, that would never happen.
No,
you're a bad mom. Pow, that was you would get.
Oh, you would got hit. I'm gonna prove I'm a bad mom because you're not gonna talk to me that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Now she's being very kind and patient for them, but the reality is, this girl's gonna grow up into grown women, and that's what we're at right now. We see a lot of women who are these right there. That is a imagine if this was a grown person. I see that. We've seen videos. Think about it. Remember the last episode we did where the girl was trying to get the guy to marry her? What'd she do?
I got the ring.
She cried. She complained. She used shaming tactics. All these different things that this girl is doing right now. At some point, men have to be men and say, look, either you're going to listen to what and let me lead, or you're going to have to leave and figure things out yourself. And guess what happens? More times than not, when they figure it out, they come right back to the man because they don't want to lead.
Bravo to that mom though. She doing the right thing. She's
shout out to her.
She's shutting her down.
Hey y'all know what it is, man. Y'all like the content? Go hit that like button. Hit it now for me. Appreciate you. All right, let's go to another video because this thing just keep getting better. Hold up, I'm gonna delete this one. All right, yeah, let's do this one. Because I thought this was pretty smart when I heard this, and this is coming from a woman. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. It says insecure wife equals happy life.
Man who makes you feel fat and ugly. If you can do that, you're winning. So what I mean by that is my husband, and I love him so much. I said to him one night, I'm like, you make me feel fat and ugly. Like, I look at him and I love him so much. I imagine if I was like really an obese, ghastly woman who's toothless, and then I found this man, I would do anything to keep him because he has options. So I want to please him. He makes me feel fat and ugly. I'm like, do you want a sandwich, or what? You want roast tonight? Do you want to go for a hike? What do you want to do? You know, like whatever you want to do, I will do that for you. Find a
Now,
so she's saying find a man who makes you feel fat and ugly.
yes,
That's what she's saying.
And when I heard that, I was like, she's right, because the times I've had women be at their best behavior, where they're being their most feminine, wanting to please me, we're the happiest. I'm helping. I'm doing what they want, which is being my masculine self, taking them out places, going places, and they're doing what I need, which is serving me in what ways I want to be served at. And everything works fine because she looks at a hierarchy. Women look up. They need a man who they feel makes their life better. They need him more than he needs her. They look at them. But see, a lot of times when a man gives a woman what she wants, which is marriage, which is kids, whatever, she feels like, oh, I could do better. That's where the whole nonsense comes in. That's where the disrespect comes in. That's where the not listening comes in. When a woman wants a man and she feels like he could get something better than what she is, she'll do exactly what he tells her to do and have no complaint about it. So, ladies, take this advice. Find a man who makes you feel horrible. When a man has option, he's untouchable. That's a fact.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's like that. I told you about the time where I asked this woman wanted me to take her out, and I didn't really want to.
Mm-hmm.
and then one day I finally said, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, fine. That's fine. I'll take you out."
Yeah, yeah.
And then I stood her up.
Cold-blooded, bro.
No, but here goes it. I stood her up and took somebody else out, and she saw me out with this woman.
Damn.
I don't know if I told you this story. She saw me out with this woman, and I'm just thinking like, well, you know what? There it is. There it is. That's what it is. This woman calls me 2 days later and takes me out.
Damn.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
Because you know why? That made her realize this motherfucker got options.
I was like, what the?
I'm not his number one option. When a woman, this is why women strive for marriage, because they want to know I'm your number one option. You have no others. They want to put you in that position, but the reality is, what we've seen, ladies, is that when we put you in that position, you don't respect that position. You can't respect it because in your nature, you know he's in a cage. He has nowhere else to go. Now I can disrespect him. Now I don't have to value what he says.
I mean,
when it should be the total opposite.
It makes sense why on our job we see so many of these women come in, because they know they got him. He's right there.
Mm-hmm.
He can't go nowhere.
Let's go to The Godfather. Y'all know what it is. Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace, brother.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Are you single or are you married?
I was married.
You're divorced?
I am divorced.
Any children?
I have 4 children, 7 grandchildren.
Any sons?
I have 2 sons.
Are they married, your sons?
My sons are not married.
What am I asking Black women to do that your sons would disagree?
I think my sons look at me and they don't want to be married to Black women.
Your sons look at you and they don't want to be married to Black women?
Yes.
Do they love you?
Yes.
Then why don't they want to be married to what looks like you?
I'm a very forceful woman.
Mm-hmm. So what was the initial question you asked me?
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, what about Black women don't you like?
Probably the same things your son don't like about you. Now, Kevin Samuels was the GOAT.
I do think nowadays people don't have examples of what, good relationships. I was blessed enough to have a mother and father who actually knew their roles.
Mhm.
They worked together even through the tough times. And when my mother, she would have her opinions about things. My father would listen to her, and my father, "Well, I understand what you're saying, but we're gonna do this and this." And my mother knew her role enough to be like, "Okay, that's what we're gonna do."
That's a rarity.
And it is. You just don't see it nowadays.
The fact that that woman couldn't see right there what was right in front of her face. The fact that she was married, got a divorce, her kids, all her sons say they don't want to marry a black woman, and she says, Why do they?" Now once again, she's blaming Kevin Samuels for why this is, and he literally is like, "Well, what do they love you? Yeah. Well, why do you feel that I'm a very forceful person?" A lot of black women are. They're so hurt and feel they have to be masculine to move on in this world and live in this world. But the reality is they're only hindering themselves. Sometimes I don't even think the women, it's not even that they want to be masculine. I don't think they know any other way. There's a select few of women who are not that broken.
I mean, think about I don't mean to cut you off,
Go ahead.
but our race is the only race that says what? Strong black woman, strong black independent.
Yeah.
You don't ever hear any other race say that.
That's it. And I need a stronger black man.
Yes, to handle me. And it's just like, yeah, it don't gotta be this hard. It really don't.
But the fact that your kids live through your marriage, divorce, and realize I don't want the type of woman you are, let you know you're the issue.
You're the problem. They've seen you do some things
that is not ladylike that they would want for their woman. And ask yourself, ladies, would your child, even if you don't have a man in your life or not, would your child want to marry you, the type of woman you are? And vice versa, fellas, ask yourself, would you want your daughters to marry a type of man you are?
Oh yeah. Would you want your daughter to bring you home?
Yeah. I could I watch Kevin Samuels all day. Let's see. Which one do you want to do?
That one. Do the She's Fat one. Do that one. I need to hear this one.
All right, let's do the She's Fat one, because this might be the one that turns the tide.
Because I heard part of this. I was like, what is he talking
about? All right,
about?
let's watch this, y'all.
But how many did you give birth to?
Oh, let me start from the beginning.
And
I don't
pull
want
apart, just like that.
Hold up, y'all.
You better lose the weight or I dump you. He said, I'm leaving you, and he left me. You got a nerve. What is your problem?
To be honest, I asked her to lose 50 pounds. She was getting out of weight. She was wearing these clothes that was hitting around her neck, all up her back. They wasn't fitting her, and they didn't look proper on her.
How many babies?
Now, massage though. The dude, this is her man. He's telling her, you're gaining weight, baby. The clothes you wearing ain't fitting you, and it don't look proper on you as a woman. This is her man telling her this.
Okay.
Trying to lead, trying to guide her.
Babies have you had?
I have 15 kids.
But how many did you give birth to?
I didn't give birth to any.
That's what I thought. So
yeah, but you had to still
carry 50.
Yeah, still she had 5 when I met. She had 5 when I met her, and she wasn't big.
And
now, he just told her she had 5 kids when I met her, and she wasn't a big woman. So all this having kids stuff don't make no sense. The argument you trying to put on, which of course, what I've learned is women, regardless if she's right, wrong, or indifferent, are going to stick up for each other.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I know what's coming around the corner. Nigga, you 2 steps from a Twinkie.
I mean, he is. That's what I said before.
But what my whole thing is this. What does him being big have to do with her being big?
It's like the pop called to kill black. You know what I mean? Like you can't be 400 pounds telling another nigga you too fat. Like no, you 400 pounds too, nigga. What are you talking about?
That's a nigga telling another nigga. Let's watch this video.
So
I had
what?
one that's gonna keep up.
Your Honor, did you know that age and years and every birth brings about a different result? Or you haven't figured that out yet because you just had 14? But you didn't carry any of them, did you?
Well, it was up to her. I said, I'm over 200 pounds. She
Yeah,
over 200 pounds.
but I never complained about your weight.
700 pounds.
I never complained about your weight.
I didn't want it.
I never complained about your weight. You didn't I love you for you. You tells you better lose the weight I done.
Now, she said, I love you for you. You know what's so funny about all that? That's some bullshit. She don't love him for him. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. She don't love him for him. What she loves is that he provides for her. His job is to provide. Now, if he looked good, that's just icing on the cake. But she didn't get with him because he looked good. Let's keep that 100. Because he been probably big as he always been. She got with him because he provides for her. And he got with her because she looked a certain way that he wanted a woman to look.
Yeah, I mean.
So all this,
he
the pot calling the kettle black. No, he's not. What he wants from her is different than what she wants from him.
That's true. I hear that.
Now, it'd be like me saying your ass need to lose some weight. We both men, we equals. We in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say nothing to you about losing weight because I'm bigger than you are. But if it was a woman, it's completely different. Let his ass lose his job and not have that check. Bet her ass be smooth out talking about, hey, you gonna make something happen or we're gonna be having an issue. We're gonna be in divorce court.
Yeah, they definitely they in there now.
So all this, oh well, he's big, so he should accept her as she is. No, she wouldn't accept him if he lost his job and he couldn't provide for her. That's the argument that a lot of women come at. What's good for you is good for me, and that's not the case. We're not equals. You can't take an orange and an apple and then try to compare them two as the same. They're not. A man and a woman are not the same. They're not built the same. Their minds don't work the same. And what a man is looking for a woman is not the same thing a woman's looking for a man. All right. So did that help you out with your little
I still think he's too fat.
He big. I mean, but
I get what you're saying. He looking for a certain thing. That's why he got.
He must be doing something right. He got 15 kids. These women out
here. She
had
5 before when he met her. So I mean,
now let's go back.
That's a lot of kids. That's way too many. He need to put a cap on that.
Let's watch this. I hate that I can't.
So your theory is most modern women are narcissists. Why?
Because think about it this way: you're a female, right? You've grown up your whole life being told you're the center of the world. Every film was about romance. Every action film,
right.
the superstar has to get a woman somewhere. Now this whole feminist thing, so you don't have to be accountable now. It's just like, well, there was oppression. Something happened to Victorian women 10 years ago. That kind of thing. That's why I can't do this.
Facts.
You can, and then. There's this whole believe women thing. This you don't have to be accountable to anything. So of course you think you're God. If I get too many compliments a day, I think I'm God. Imagine if you were getting compliments and told you were the center of the universe from birth, and then people were saying, "Hey man, get married. What does marriage entail? A man takes care of you." That's why they're narcissists.
So your theory is
now. You said, why did that girl act like she did? Because at a young age, she's programmed already to know she gets whatever she wants in life. She doesn't have to be accountable. And that she is, a lot of these women really, their perception and how they acts like they are God. They don't have no accountability, and they don't want to go ahead and listen to anything a man tells them to do. Because they feel they don't need to. But then the reality is, a lot of the reason they're in the position they're in is because of a man. The whole structure of this whole society is from men's putting it on their backs and getting the job done.
That's true. Men do build societies.
And if you really look at the women you've dealt with in your life, a lot of them are narcissistic. They're never going to blame themselves for why they are in the position they're in.
Oh yeah. The last woman I was with, everything was my fault. Everything was. even if I had nothing to do with it, it was my fault. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not even disagreeing with that at all.
So, all right, we're gonna do a couple more and then we're gonna get up out of here. We already did that video. Let's see.
White woman.
You. What is your deal with this lady who is taking over the internet when it comes to relationship questions? She's not just she's for the man.
Listen, I get it. You know what?
She's
Like I
actually-
said, I'm not disagreeing with things she says. Okay, like I said, I think it's just the internet is just saturated with this stuff, and to the point where I'm like, all right, I agree with you on your points. I hear all the stats.
Mhm.
We got all this out here. I'm at the point, okay, when do we hit the turn? When do we hit, like, what are we going to do with all this?
Okay, you hit the turn when you have awareness of what the reality is.
I am aware. I am overly aware.
Okay.
With all these.
But this is why we do our show, so other people can be aware of how things are. So you're only helping by putting out that message.
No, listen, I get it.
That people need to be open and free thinkers. Let's go. Let's watch this video. This is
you know what? I'm not about to play with you.
Hold on,
He's
let me
actually
start.
asked for money.
Okay, this is
And then
what?
This is if you haven't seen this is child support court. This is my new favorite show.
He send me these videos all the time. Like, let's watch this.
you have the nerve to ask for money and the kids are with him?
I mean, he has an obligation to give me support.
You know what? I'm not about to play with you. You came here to waste my time because you have the same obligation to your kids. He should not be paying you anything if the kids are with him majority of the time. If they're living with him, if he is the primary parent, he is tasked with the daily duties of caring for these kids. He shouldn't pay you anything, ma'am. And it is ridiculous that you believe that he should. No, we're not doing that. This is what we're going to do. How much money you make a year?
$60,000.
Okay, $60,000. All right. Health insurance.
That's about I just have the individual. He has a family one under his plan. So I just pay $80 every 2 weeks.
Okay, health insurance. Is it private health insurance? Is the children under Medicaid? What are we doing?
Medicaid.
Medicaid?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to have to pay that back to Medicaid, just FYI, unless you want to put them on private health insurance, which I don't see why you would have a problem with it. You're a nurse. You have access to private health insurance, right?
Yes.
So why did you just get an individual plan when you have a family?
Damn. She pretty much was like, what? Like, make sense of this.
Trust me, it gets worse.
I know what it is. Because she's looking out for her.
Yeah.
She ain't looking out for these kids.
Yeah, she okay.
That was a question.
Because it's his job to take care of them, and I shouldn't have to spend
You know what?
money.
Don't say that again about what his responsibilities are and what his job is, because you're a mom, period.
I mean, but I didn't sign up for it. Like,
countless times I've told her, yes, it is my job to take care of our children.
And you're
as a
doing
dad.
that.
And I'm doing well beyond.
She's not disputing that you're doing that.
Yes. And I feel
But
like
you're
I'm
not doing your part.
I feel like I'm
You know what's so funny? When a man willing to take care of his kids, the woman gives him all this type of hell. She wants to try to take more from him than he's already given. But the guys who are deadbeats, who don't even acknowledge the kid's existence, the woman will go ahead and leave and be like, okay, come on, like, please help be in his life, and I'll do whatever I need to do to try to be in it. And the guy's like, no, fuck him and fuck them kids and you. And now she wants to, you know what I mean? Like,
the toxic mind. This is the toxic mindset.
but the guys who do want to step up and be a father, they won't let them.
I'm always not doing enough for my kids.
I mean, but
and
he
only
also
because I don't
forced
have
me
my
to have
other
the
half.
kids. Like, I don't know why you're doing that.
Because
First off, there's no woman in this world who gets forced to have children. We live in a world now where women can have abortions up to 6-7 months almost.
Well, hear the rest of it, and I'll say something after, because her defense is this. Just listen to what she say.
You don't want to have your kids?
I mean, like, when I was pregnant, I told him I didn't want them because I wanted to go party. And, like,
Hell no. Did she just fucking say that out loud? Yeah. These kids are going to fucking see this when they grow up. The dating, she didn't want. She rather part. Okay, hold on.
He was just like, no, we got this, and like, how is it my fault? He wanted them. I didn't want them.
It looks like dad also requested for you to pay back pay for that month and a week that you left and haven't given the children anything. I'm going to grant his request. So you have arrearages in the amount of $1,475. That's to be paid at $25 a month. So your monthly child support obligation, including the back pay, is $1,500.
Yeah.
You have any questions about anything I just said?
I mean, I just feel like it should be less. What am I going to be left with to party with? Like, what am I going to do?
I don't know. Maybe pick up some extra shifts or work a part-time job. Do you have any questions about anything I just said?
No.
Okay. You have any questions, sir?
No.
Okay.
Now, this right here makes no fucking sense to me.
This woman.
Because the reality is, this woman just admitted she didn't even want these kids. So why are you even asking? Why are you in court to trying to get money out of him so you can go party more? You're already not taking care of your responsibilities. Because if it was the other way around, he'd be a deadbeat dad. That is a quintessential deadbeat mother right there. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say the same thing I say to the women. If you knew what you were getting yourself into, fella, you knew she was a party animal. You knew she was out in the street.
Yeah, and you
still laid up with her.
And he convinced her to have the kids right after she said she didn't want them.
Okay,
so he got to eat that little bit.
You liked this girl so much that you wanted to have a baby with her, but the reality is this woman was not even supposed to be a mother. She's not fit to be a mother, and you dealing with her. I see this all the time. I see this a lot in Buffalo. A lot of women who are out here and they leave the kids with their mama. They leave the kids with somebody. The dude's baby, mother, and they go out and live their life.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go and have more kids from other guys and do the same thing. So some women need to really check themselves and just sew it up. Just get rid of it. Just don't even be a detriment to society anymore.
And the thing is, when a woman tells you she don't want to have kids, I know even if you don't, some people don't believe in abortion or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if a woman said it, I don't want to have kids, I'm cutting my losses right there. And I'll never deal with you again.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to do that. I don't even believe in abortion, but sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? This is the universe telling me this ain't it.
Honestly, I ain't gonna put you. I'm about to say something to your ass.
Go ahead.
Ain't that what fucking happened to you?
What?
Didn't you say your woman at the time didn't want to have kids?
Didn't want to have kids.
And I said, when you told me that shit, didn't I say,
yeah, and you
wouldn't leave that motherfucker.
Different mindset there. I told you I have learned my lessons.
Okay.
Life has taught me so much in these last few years.
I was like, man, this. When you said that, I'm like, wait a minute now.
Yeah, no, listen, you're right. I did say you. We did have that conversation.
And how I look at you, I was
and you were like, "What are you talking about?" And I tried to convince you at that time, but then now.
I know. Look, let me tell y'all this. When I hear a man tell me that the girl he's with says she doesn't want to have kids, I'm telling you, it brings me back to a relationship I had once, and the girl said she didn't want to have kids, and I'm telling you, that is a red flag all day, because women, their natural instincts is to have children with the guys they want to have children with.
But on the flip side of that is later on the line, she did say she wanted to, and then I was like,
no, that's when she knew it was almost about to be stuck.
I was like, no.
Yeah,
I said no.
When a girl, if I'm not even there, first off, I don't even see the reasoning to even deal with a woman if she's not gonna have my kids. Honestly, what reason do I need to even continue in conversation? You're not that special to me to where I think all the nonsense women come with to try to actually just deal with them, and they're not gonna bring any offspring to you. I know that sounds cold-hearted, but that's just the facts. All right. We got a couple more, and then we're going to get up out of here, y'all. And then I'm going to let y'all have a week. Let's see.
Features, like deeper voice, deeper whatever. She decided to... This woman, she already had some kind of masculine features, like deeper voice, deeper whatever. She decided to be a man because she wanted to see how men were treated. Not sex change, an experiment. She ended up killing herself after like a year and a half of this because she said she was treated so horribly by women that she couldn't even believe that this is how men lived. And I was like, no fucking way. But I can see it. I can see that you guys don't speak up. You don't say the things that we need to hear because you want to love us, you want to support us, you want to be there for us, but you guys are supposed to be the strong one. You're supposed to be these things, and yet we've been fighting to be your equal, fighting to be the alpha, fighting to be, and out of kindness, you guys are stepping back, but it's a losing war for both of us.
Yeah.
Now she said it so perfectly, I couldn't even say it no better. This is great when a woman says it from her own voice. A lot of times, this is what's happening. These women want to be men. They want to be in charge, but they can't handle the weight that comes with being in charge. And then they wonder when they drop the baton stick, they blame the man because they say, "Well, he was never there to." No, you never gave him a chance to really be the leader. Really go through the bumps and the trials and the tribulations with him to say, you know what? Whatever he decides, I'm gonna ride with.
Yeah, it's one thing. I had this discussion with somebody, and she got mad at me for saying this, but I said the number one reason, one of the reasons why women can't do what we do, because we tend to suffer in silence.
We can take that.
We can take it like
we can
that.
take the L.
But when something is wrong, women they gotta voice it.
Hold on. Let me ask you this: what's the number one thing all men who are married say when it comes to dealing with in relationships and how to keep the peace?
Let her be right. Just don't.
No, they don't say that. I mean, well, maybe they do say that too.
Yeah.
They say you gotta pick and choose your battles.
Yes.
A man has to understand that some of the stuff that a woman is emotional about is not worth the functioning of the whole household. Let her have these things that is not gonna really break your pride, not gonna really break your whole being a man or the function of the household, the structure of the household. So let her have that.
That's what I mean. Let her take the win.
Let her take these little baby wins, but the major stuff, you got to put your foot down.
Yeah, even if she's wrong, and you know she's wrong,
and she knows she's wrong,
let her have a win.
This is the difference. Women won't do that.
Win.
They have to be right all the time in their minds when they're trying to be the one holding the leader stick. Well, we got this last one this is the one that you sent me, and then we're gonna call it a day.
Oh yeah, that's one.
All right, let's watch this shit. Like I said, if y'all like the content, y'all know what it is, man. Hit that like, subscribe button, share a friend, or tell a friend. Come on, let's get this last video. She made her food guy pay for her side dude.
Scandalous behavior. That's scandalous.
If that
hold on.
Niggas will pay for 2 meals, so like they'll let you eat, and then they'll be like, "Nah, don't take that to go. Order another meal." I'll be like, "Oh my god!" And they'll be like, "Take 2, get 2." Straight to my, I'm not for you. Thank you for the good day. I'm finna go to that nigga that ain't. I got a plate for you.
Wow.
Swampo guy.
You done that before? You a shiesty. So you don't.
How you plead the fifth after you have said it?
Went on a date with one dude.
Yeah.
Goddamn, got his.
Yeah.
And took it to another dude.
Yeah.
Scandalous behavior. That's scandalous.
If that one nigga was doing everything right, I would have stayed there.
See, this right here lets you know it doesn't matter who you are. If she sees you as a simp, as somebody that is under her, she's gonna take advantage of you.
Treacherous.
She's gonna go ahead and get with the guy who she said the nigga who ain't shit. That's what she meant. But AKA what she mean is the guy who I look at as above me.
She's talking in circles. Okay. She just said she gonna go back to the dude who ain't shit, right? But then she said, well, if he was doing everything he's supposed to do, I would have stayed with him.
What is that?
Well, the nigga who ain't shit ain't doing what he's supposed to do.
See, the difference is when girls say nigga ain't shit, she really mean he's a fuck boy. Meaning he cares more about himself and what he wants to do than cares about what I want. And that right there is the hierarchy that she always said. That's why I say men have to lead. Men have to be the ones who say, I'm gonna make the decision on what we doing, regardless of what you feel. Because I know this is the right choice to make. I can hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna make the choice. And if you don't like that, then you got to move around. And that's what they so-called say fuck boys is. Fuck boys just doing what the fuck they want to do, live their life how they see fit, and girls respect and honor that. And that's why they bringing them the motherfucking plates. That's it. See, you like I said, ladies, y'all gotta start asking yourself, are you really letting a man lead, or you feeling like when a man leads, he's controlling, and that's what you're getting confused. Hey man, y'all go ahead. Today's what, Monday? No,
today's Friday.
Today's Friday. I'm
You never know what day it is.
I never do, man. Go hit that like button, man. Share, subscribe, all that. Donate to the channel. We appreciate everybody who rock with us today. Hey man, go lead, fellas. Don't let the woman make the choice in life. Go lead. We're trying to help her out and ourselves. I'm your boy Canteen. I don't know who the fuck this is. This is my friend Beans.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Hey, it's a social norm, man. And peace on BU. I don't know what the fuck I just said.
Peace on
Peace.